And in Chicago, state attorneys announced they won't pursue charges against an officer who killed a 13-year-old last year. Adam Toledo is the youngest person to be fatally shot by Chicago police. Body-worn cameras and surveillance video captured Toledo and an older person fleeing from police. Then just moments before the shooting, Toledo appears to toss a gun over a fence and then face the officer while raising his hands. Prosecutors said the timing between Toledo's toss and turn was just 1 second, in their view supporting the officer's statement that he reasonably feared imminent death or bodily harm. This decision isn't going to limit administrative or civil actions related to the case. And Julie, it's a situation where the state attorneys, they announced they weren't going to pursue charges, not taking this at all to a grand jury.
Right, Julia. Yeah, interesting move by State Attorney Kim Foxx there. Thank you so much for all of that. We'll look forward to talking with you a little later in the show. What I want to do now is bring in one of my guests to talk a little bit more about that last story that Julia was just sharing with us. We have with us on the program today a retired sergeant with the Nashville Police Department. Her name is Melissa Pinkleton. Sergeant Melissa, I'd love to pick your brain, if I may, here about this incident with that 13-year-old Adam Toledo who was shot and killed. We know that he was running from the officer down an alley. He had his hands near his waistband when he was running, and he turned toward the officer in the same motion of turning to toss the gun. And State Attorney Kim Foxx, when she announced that she's not going to pursue charges or take them to a grand jury, as Julia shared with us, she said it all really boiled down to the timing of the actions, the toss and the turn. It was less than 1 second, like 838 milliseconds is what passed between these actions. And I wanted to kind of pick your brain. When you're in the moment, how different is that for everybody who stands back and reads the story or watches the story and then tries to second guess the police action?
It's very different. And with the hindsight in the 2020, everybody can give their opinion and go, oh, well, maybe shoulda, woulda, coulda. From being there in that position and having to make those decisions, I can tell you that one of the main things we're taught in the academy is that action is faster than reaction. So we are already kind of a little bit behind, because we know that if someone takes an action, we have to react, and because they've already kind of gotten the jump, for lack of a better phrase. So we don't have time. When they saw him pull a gun out, they didn't know he was going to throw it over a fence. They saw him pull a gun out. And so that right there, and to me, absolutely, and any other officer, that is seen as imminent fear of death or serious bodily injury. And so that is the moment. People will always wonder, well, how does an officer decide when to shoot? The moment you feel like you are in imminent danger of death or serious bodily injury, that is the moment. And I do feel that I'm sorry that this 13-year-old is dead, and that's sad, but they had no choice and they did the right thing, because they didn't know if he was going to shoot them or not.